Welcome back to the Pro Organizers Coach podcast. On today's episode, I am going to be helping you figure out your unique selling proposition. And the reason that you need to know that is because this is going to help you understand who are you speaking to, what do you help them with, where are they on their journey, and how do you help them transform into the person that they want to be. That's where your unique selling proposition comes in. So when you're writing any of your marketing messaging, whether it's for your bio, for your website, for your Google profile, you know your unique selling proposition and you know how to speak to them at the point of time and the point of their journey that they need to be spoken to. This is going to help you stand out in a crowded marketplace. And I also want to let you know that next week's episode is going to be part 2 of this, where we talk about how to write magnetic content. So that way your content brings the right people to you. So I hope you can join us for next week's episode. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. And really quickly, before we jump into it, I wanted to let you know that coming up in August, I will be doing a back to school special for our group coaching community. And then for our 100th episode that will be coming out Labor Day weekend, I will be having a huge giveaway promotion where I'm going to be offering the Academy at a discounted rate, the group coaching community at a discounted rate. I may even be giving away a one-on-one coaching session. I haven't fully decided exactly what I'm doing yet, but I do know that I want to do something big and awesome for our 100th episode and for, school starting back and getting us back in the swing of things after Labor Day for us to go into the fall and be very intentional about how we are setting up our business, what it is that we are doing for our clients, how we can help them, all of the good stuff. And so that's what I am currently working on for you all, is figuring out how it is and why what I do with partnering life coaching with professional organizing and my faith, how that helps my business thrive. So I am going to be diving into that a lot more after we rebrand. That is where I want to go with this. I work with my clients, not for them, and I want to help you understand how it is that you can do the same. We want our clients to be transformed, not just in their physical space, but their mindset, their emotions. We want them to have such an amazing experience when they work with us that they feel changed and inspired from the inside out. And so I want to start diving deeper into that with you so you can do it with your clients. I am on a mission to build a supportive sisterhood of passionate professional organizers, which is what our group coaching community is. And I also am on a mission to help you follow your passions. So please be praying for me to figure out exactly how to figure this thing out and how to bring it to you the best way that is going to help you on your journey. I'm always praying for you. I'm always trying to figure out what the next best thing I can do to help you thrive is. I appreciate you. I thank you so much for being a listener to the podcast. Make sure to go subscribe to the YouTube channel and to come join us in the Pro Organizers group coaching community. That sisterhood is thriving. It's amazing. The replay vault, all of the stuff that we have that is there to help you in your journey as a professional organizer that works with your clients, that wants to help them transform. I know that if that's my heart, then that's your heart as well. And so I just want to help you figure out how to do this in a way that is going to truly support you while you are supporting your clients. So again, I thank you, and let's jump into the episode. I'm Samantha Brown, professional organizer, decluttering specialist, and business coach. I created Pro Organizers Coach podcast to empower you to reach new heights in your business. I am on a mission to build a supportive sisterhood of passionate professional organizers. So whether you're a seasoned pro or you're just getting started, this podcast is for you. Hey, ladies, it is Thursday again. I'm so excited. So, today I wanted to chat with you all about your messaging. So, our messaging is so important as professional organizers, as business owners, as women talking to other women. It matters what we say and how we say it. So if someone finds your stuff online and your messaging doesn't speak to her heart, she's going to go to the next person until she finds someone. When she reads their messaging, she's like, oh, they're speaking to me. That's my person. So today I want to talk about our unique selling proposition. Every single business has a unique selling proposition. And if we don't know what our unique selling proposition is, then we're not able to convey our message correctly to our people that we would like to work with. I hate using the word ideal client, but that's essentially what it is. And the reason I hate using that word is because I feel like a lot of people have almost made it this like, oh, ideal client. And then to me, it always seemed like, well, I don't know who my ideal client is, and it made it this thing that seemed more confusing than it actually is. When you talk about your ideal client, it's literally someone that you love working with. Like it's who you used to be in a lot of situations. And for me, it definitely is. Like the people that I help now are the people that are in the place that I used to be. So let's talk about a few things. First, I wanted to mention this because yesterday and today, I had someone reach out to me, two different people. Both of them said that when they read my messaging, like both of them used the word messaging, they felt like I was talking to them. And so I was like, okay, I have got to go talk about this. So I wanted to read my messaging so that way you all could hear what they're reading that's making them reach out to me. And then I'm going to help you figure out your I help statement or transformation statement, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to help you figure out what questions you need to be asking yourself so you can make sure your messaging is connecting with your ideal clients, your people. Mine says, hi, I'm Samantha, owner of Love, Laugh, Organize. I'm a wife of 14 years with two beautiful children. So, first off, if she's a wife or she's a mom, she already feels like she's connecting to me. And then I put, I have worked in the healthcare field helping people for 15 plus years. I became a professional organizer because I truly believe that your space reflects your mind, your overall mood, and your energy. So if we can get your home decluttered and organized, then we can improve your life on every level, which is a key part because that's kind of the tipping point, which we'll talk about in a sec. I love helping people enjoy their homes again, and I would love to do the same for you. We have a proven method that we use to get your home organized and stress free. Reach out to me so I can help you have a home that gives you peace. So it's very easy. It's not like this crazy thing that I wrote. I honestly wrote from the heart because for me, when I started my organizing business, I had to learn how to declutter and organize for myself. So when I learned how to do it for myself, then I was like, okay, the weight that came off of my shoulders is what I wanted to turn around and help other people do for themselves. And I realized if I could learn how to do this, then I know it's a teachable skill that other people can learn. So I make sure to talk about that in my messaging. So when they are in that place, I'm talking directly to them. So when you're talking to one person, you can be talking to everybody. Everybody can feel like you're talking to them. But when you're talking to everybody, you're talking to no one. And I love that statement because it really helped me with my messaging and my marketing to realize I do need one person I'm speaking to. So let's talk about your unique selling proposition. We need to identify it, right, for your business. For your person, we need to figure out four things. And the four things are, what is your person's zero state? And then number two is, what is their hero state? And what I mean by this is the zero state is when they are, looking for help. They're like, what are they struggling with? Where are they at? Like for me in my life, it was when I looked around my home and realized that everything was a mess. I still had stuff from my kids from 10 years previous there were closets and doors I did not want to open. I found myself at work
thinking about those closets and doors that I didn't want to open because literally one of them, like the stuff would have fallen out on me. And the shame that that brought and the guilt. Like, so for me, that was my zero state. So I know that for my clients, that's their zero state. And the hero state, which is where are they wanting to get to, right? Like, what's the hero state for that person? For me, it was a decluttered home. And that's why I focus more on decluttering than organizing. Cause for me, it wasn't about the bins and baskets and labels. And like that would have been great. It was pretty, but I just needed it decluttered. I just needed the extra crap gone and out of my life so I could feel peace and not feel the stress all day every day of the state that my house was in. So for me that was the hero state. A home that when I walk in I can feel peace and not stress, right? So then the third question we need to ask ourselves is what is the tipping point? Which this is where we come in. So if you know what your person's zero state is, and then you know what their hero state is, like where are they now and where do they want to go? But then at what point does it tip for them? Like at what point are they willing to reach out for help? So for me, kind of my rock bottom, my tipping point was when I found myself at work still stressing about what was going on at home and feeling like it was so overwhelming that I didn't even know where to start. That was my tipping point where I was ready to just like I could see myself or envisioning myself throwing up my hands and being like, I quit. I quit. I'm hopping on a plane or I'm getting in my car. I'm leaving. I quit. But I knew I couldn't do that. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm all the things. Like I couldn't just leave, but I felt like I wanted to. So finally, the pain became more than I wanted to deal with. So I hit my rock bottom or my tipping point, and that is where I know my clients, like when they hit their tipping point, and the same for you. At what point are they ready to like tip over essentially, or what's their like rock bottom state where they are willing to reach out for help? And that is who you want to talk to, and at what point of their life you want to talk to them in. Because if we talk to them a little too soon, right? Like if for me, if someone had talked to me about decluttering and organizing or offering to come help me, but I wasn't actually at that point yet where I was ready to admit that I even had a problem for one, and for two, that I was ready to do something to change it. Like when I found myself at work thinking about it and stressing about it and not wanting to go home in the mornings after working third shift, if I wasn't at that exact point, like if someone had been talking to me when like, "Oh, is your," when my home was just a little overwhelming or my kids were still younger, I probably wouldn't have, like that's not my tipping point. I wouldn't have been ready. I wasn't ready to change. So I had to hit my tipping point. And so I want you to think about your person's tipping point. What is that for them? And if your ideal client is who you used to be, which for most of us it is, that's normally who we're talking to is us a few years ago, sometimes 5 years ago and sometimes just a year ago, but us at some point in the past, right? So if you are thinking about at what point can I speak to them, make sure that you're talking to them to their pain points in their moment of need where they're actually ready to reach out for help. And then that fourth question that I want you to think about is what is the outcome they are after? So for me, the outcome that I was after was I just don't want to have this weight on me anymore. I want to look forward to going home. I want to be able to pull up at my house and not want to run away and be okay and excited and happy to walk through the door just because of the state that my house was in and the weight that all of that stuff was making me like. I mean, it literally was closing in on me at that point in my life. This is what we're going to turn into our I help statement or our transformation statement. And I say that because when we do our messaging, our bio, our website, our Google profile, when we fill out the Yelp thing or and anywhere that we are putting messaging, even our content on Facebook and Instagram, we need to make sure that it is talking to that person, but at the tipping point. I think for a lot of us, we talk to our person but we don't talk to her at the actual tipping point where she's ready for help. So if we're not talking to her at that moment when she's really ready for help and she's kind of hit her rock bottom, then we're not going to hit her heart in a way that she's going to be like, oh, this is my person. Like, we've got to talk to her heart more so than what we think she wants to hear or what we see on other people's websites or Google profiles or social medias. We can't take, and that's why sometimes it doesn't land when we take what someone else is doing and we try to do what they're doing. That's okay in certain things, like if you're inspired by someone, by all means, but there's a difference in, okay, I'm inspired by this person. Now let me take what I've learned from them or what I see them doing and put my own spin on it. And then make sure it's talking to my girl in her moment of need. When I am doing my messaging, I literally write it to me at work that night that I was done. I was so done. So I want to make sure that I go back and I'm able to remember, like, how did I feel then? And then from me now, I'm able to talk to me back then at that point. So the 4 questions that we just asked ourselves about the zero state, the hero state, the tipping point, and then what is her outcome that she desires, because there's a difference in what people need and what they think they want. So we have to make sure to figure out, what does our person think that they want, so our messaging can talk to that also. Because if we talk to them in what we know they need, they're still not going to hear it. We have to figure out what they're saying, how they're saying it, but we'll get into all of that next week on the actual like content and how to write magnetic content by using this I help statement or this unique selling proposition for your business. But you've got to know what it is first. So let's figure out that this week. So when you take the 4 questions, then you're going to put it into an actual sentence of I help, and then who do you help? So it's I help who go from blank to blank, which is zero state to hero state. So I help blank go from zero state to hero state so that they can what? And the what is what they desire, that 4th question that you're going to answer. And I will make sure once this goes live to pop these questions into the comments so that way you have all 4 questions. But when you take those 4 questions and you answer her zero state, her hero state, her tipping point, and then what she truly desires, you can then create your own I help statement. So anytime you're going to do anything for your business, even if you have to write it and put it up on the wall or put it on your computer, I want you to do that and put that I help statement in there. Who do you help? And you help her go from blank to blank so that she can blank, right? So for me, it's I help overwhelmed, stressed out Christian women declutter and organize their home to release the stress and feel peace when they come home. And for me, the word declutter is huge in my business. And the other word that's huge is release. That word has almost become like an anthem. And then I wrote down a few other kind of phrases that I realized as I was doing this research and figuring out how to talk to you all about this. I realized that a lot of the stuff I say to my clients is actually like it goes along with this I help statement, which is amazing, which is why they are connecting with it and why when they're reading my messaging, they're connecting with it and reaching out to me. And so my other I help statement is I become their hands and feet, take them step by step to release the weight off of their shoulders that they carry with them all day, every day. I kind of wrote that down for myself and I just wanted to share it with you all because I constantly on phone calls tell people, especially if they're calling for someone that's disabled or elderly, I say, "Listen, I'll become their hands and feet." And people are like, "Yes, that's what I need." Yes. So that is a key thing that is in my business. The other thing is when I tell people I take them step by step. For a lot of people, they don't know the steps. And so when I say, like, give me that weight and I will take you step by step. And I tell people this, when your brain starts stressing you out and because it will, once I leave from the consultation or we get off the phone call or even in between sessions, if your brain starts to think about it again or get overwhelmed, be like, no, 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 Samantha has a plan. She's coming back. She has got this weight. And I tell them that and they're like, oh, okay. Like that's okay to give you my stress. And I'm telling you this because I want you to know how deeply connected that we need to be with our clients. Like what we do isn't just pretty bins and baskets. It is helping our clients on an emotional level, on a physical level. It's taking the shame away from them. It's taking the stress. I mean, there's so many things that we are able to do for our clients. And the more that we can tap into what it is that we're doing, that there's kind of magic around, then when we do that thing and we talk about it, especially in our messaging, then people are going to be like, oh, that's what I need. So this week, I want you to create your I help statement. And again, I'll put it in the comments once this goes live. The other thing that I want you to do is to journal a little bit about what are the things you find yourself saying to your clients, whether it's on the phone or during a consultation or during the sessions, it doesn't matter when. But what are some of the key things that you find yourself saying over and over and over again? Because that leaves clues. Those are good keywords for when we go to do content, which we'll talk about next Thursday. So I hope that this has helped you understand a little bit more of like your ideal client and your messaging and your unique selling proposition. You have to have one as a business. It's the only way to stand out in this crowded marketplace, especially as professional organizers. This industry, it has gone through the roof, which is amazing. But at the same time, it means that we need to stand out that much more. And for me, I know that means talking about decluttering. It means getting real about the fact that like my home overwhelms me or used to overwhelm me. And I had to learn how to do these things for myself. There's no judgment whatsoever. I'm honestly there just to help them, take them step by step, take the weight off of their shoulders. And again, when I say those things to clients, literally their eyes light up and they're like, yes, yes, that's what I need. So again, journal for yourself and figure out what are the few things or phrases or words that you're saying to your clients that is getting a reaction from them. And we're going to take that. We're going to take your I help statement. And then next week, we are going to figure out how to do this magnetic marketing piece that I'm working on because we have to be able to market ourselves. But a lot of times that feels almost like salesy or like kind of, I don't know, not yucky, but kind of yucky. When we think about like selling something, right? And so if we break it down into a formula that we're just like, oh, we're figuring out what we need to say so that we are able to share our heart with our clients and get the right clients in the door, then we're actually able to thrive because then we're in our zone of genius. Then we are able to showcase who we are, who we're meant to help, and what we're meant to help them do. Because if you're doing this business, you are called. It's not you just woke up one day and thought, being an organizer seems easy. That's what I'll do. That is not why you're doing this. You're doing this because you want to help people. And if you want to help people, then we have to first get you the help that you need so you can convey it to them. So then you can help them and you can enjoy your life from a place of loving getting up every day and going to work, loving the clients that we're helping. Yes, that takes work. Yes, that takes, doing the back end stuff that we all don't love, but it is so worth it. Like I promise you, it's worth it. And if you are called, which if you're watching this, I know you're called to this, then it is worth putting in that work and putting in the time to get this thing going because it is life changing if we can get this thing going for you correctly and help you figure out who you help, why you help them, and what you help them do. Okay, so go do your homework. I will see you all next Thursday so we can figure out this content piece because I know we all definitely need some help with that. So I love you, ladies, and I will see you all next Thursday.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Pro Organizers Coach podcast. Go to proorganizerscoach.com to find all the ways that we can help you succeed in your business. Remember, you have the power to make a difference in people's lives through decluttering and organization. So keep honing your skills, embracing those challenges, and fostering connections. Girl, you've got this.